And me. Oh, we're good. We're up. People can hear me now.
That quick and easy.
Yes, pay to win. By the way, in just a quick side news as we get started here, Captain Marvel officially crossed the $1 billion mark today, or at least as of Monday's accounting.
But we knew that was going to.
We knew it was going to hit it. All right, we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, let's get through it.
All right, sending out. We're good to go. Did I ask you to fire up? I don't think I did. All right, done. We're out. People know that we are live. That's for you.
People know.
Don't you know?
The people want to know.
Come here.
So we tell them. We are the podcast.
The Mighty Mighty
The
Podcast.
Mighty Podcast.
Oof. I feel. Oof. I feel good. Yes. I feel. Oh. I feel good. Okay, I feel so good that we have this all fired up. Not now.
We're not cheerleaders.
No, we are the podcast.
Contrary to popular
The Media Boat Podcast.
Yeah, that's what we are. We're
All
the
right.
podcast. We're rebranding. We're the podcast, just like how the band is the band.
The band.
We're the podcast. We're the only one.
Oh, I'd like to be the only
The
one.
only podcast that exists.
And we like to be the only podcast for you guys.
Hey, hi! Welcome to the, well, I would like to say it's the only podcast, but let's not be kidding ourselves. We're one of many. But we're the Media Boat Podcast. We're the only one that's called that.
Yes, we're also one of a handful that have hit 170 episodes.
Woo, woo, woo! It's
Well,
episode...
official episodes. We have so many specials.
I believe today is actually technically episode 169.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, nice.
It's our second nicest podcast. I don't remember actually what we covered on episode 69. We should go back and see what that was. And see if it was nice.
I bet it was
what
nice.
Did you cover the first time you 69? Is that...
I believe we covered both the top and bottom of our news stories.
All right. Okay. That was good. That was good. I'll give you that. But
Thank you.
The Media Boat Podcast, in case you don't know what you stumbled upon, this is a podcast about movies, television, music, and video games. Actually, in that order.
You
but
did it right this
not in that
time.
order.
You did it right in the order.
Yeah, not on purpose. There's specifically news about those things, or things we're engaging in, watching, listening to, etc.
Thoughts on them?
Thoughts on them, for example. So let's get to it. Our first thing that we always talk about in this... Oh, sorry, yes, I'm Matt,
ourselves.
Mike.
I'm Mike. He's Matt.
Yeah,
we have to introduce
true.
ourselves because
every
people
once in a
are
while.
tuning in for the first time.
I suppose you're right.
At some point. I don't know.
That's okay.
Yes, hopefully you know who we are by now. Also, know that we go live on Wednesdays, 6:30. So you can come and chat with us. And we'll chat with you back as this happens alive.
You can call or go online. Actually, you can just go online. We don't call us.
No.
We don't have a number posted, nor do we want to get calls. I don't want to be
I got a text that said, "Hi, media."
I mean, close.
Close.
So people already know our brand.
Yes. But speaking of our brand, we brand every show at the top with the weekend box office.
We branded the box office numbers on people. We just go, light that iron and just go tss, like that.
I mean, it's like a steak. We just put a big steak of just, this is number 1 steak.
Like a Black Angus.
This is number 2 steak.
Ugh, I want food now. Let's start with movies, and we always start movies with the weekend box office numbers. And your number 1 movie this week, not too surprising, Disney's Dumbo. Disney's Tim Burton's Dumbo.
Tim Burton presents Disney's Dumbo.
Or Disney presents Tim Burton's Dumbo. One of the two.
It's something like that.
One of those variations. Your number 1 movie debuted at $45 million. It's all right.
It's fine. It's $45 million. It's nothing to write home about, especially after Captain Marvel had a marvelous debut.
A marvelous debut.
And see how this is going to be sandwiched between that and in Endgame for Disney?
Yeah.
It kind of feels like they just shoved it in there.
You're going to have to help me with number 2 because it seems to have disappeared.
No. Number 2 is Captain Marvel.
Oh, okay. I see now.
Oh, no, number 2 is us.
Oh.
Was that in there?
Oh, it is. For some reason, I thought that was you indicating U.S. as the numbers.
Yes.
Your use of the capital S is not necessary there. Us
It
is
is
your
actually
number 2 movie.
It is actually necessary. In everything I see, it is capitalized U.S.
Anyways.
for us.
Well, this was extremely hard to read. Let's just put it that way. Number 2 is Us. That earned another $33 million. That's sitting at $127 million domestic right now. Not bad. That thing's probably made triple its budget.
It was a $20 million budget.
Yeah, so yeah.
So yeah.
If not more.
Yes, it's already doubled what Get Out made at the same pace.
Oh, it's going to easily make, like 4 times as much as that movie.
This is going to fund Jordan Peele for the next 3 films.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Captain Marvel is your number 3 movie with another $20 million. As you said, that passed $1 billion worldwide box office, and that is now at 353,000 or million, not thousand, million domestic.
Yes, puts it about like 680 international.
Not bad. Unplanned is at number 4 with 6.3 million. I bet that was something they planned.
Actually, it wasn't, because this was a new release, and we did not cover it last
No,
week.
we didn't. I don't know what this is.
Good thing you don't. Unplanned is about Planned Parenthood.
Oh, boy.
Yes, I actually had to look up what this movie was.
Oh, boy.
Made for $6 million? Made $6 million.
Hey, there you go.
So it did its thing, I guess. But yes, it's a story about someone who worked for Planned Parenthood and then decided to fight Planned Parenthood.
I don't want to know why, and I don't want to see this movie.
Good, because it's going to be out of theaters in like now.
Like ticking clock.
Yeah.
All right. Number 5, though, 5 feet apart, slips down to the bottom of the list here. It's $6.1 million more. That's at $35 billion.
Yep. Sick kids still making sick money.
It's disgusting.
It is. It's
sickest money.
Oh, the
Cole
sickest
Sprouse getting that paycheck. Also, Beach Bum, in case you're wondering what happened to that, way down at number 10 with only $1.7 million.
Yeah,
so
that was your number 10.
So sorry, Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey, no.
Matthew McConaughey bomb.
Yeah. That was a number 10.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Let's move on, though, to this coming weekend of movies.
Okay.
You have 3 relatively noticeable movies here. Number 1, The Best of Enemies.
This is a film about racial tensions in the 60s.
Right.
Taraji P. Henson versus Sam Rockwell.
Yes, I saw a commercial for this.
Oh, okay. I thought this was like a theater-only commercial.
Oh, yeah, no, I definitely saw something on television for this.
Okay.
I've been watching a lot more television this week for reasons we'll get to in sports.
All right.
Yeah.
When I saw this trailer, I thought it looked good. I thought it was Oscar potential for last year, but it got pushed out. I wonder why.
Like it couldn't contend anymore?
Yeah.
Yeah, seeing as, it probably won't. This year either. But the movies that probably people will see this weekend include, first up, Pet Sematary, the Stephen King adaptation.
Yes, this is Cemetery with an S.
Yeah, just like the Stephen King book.
Yes. It's a remake of a book, of a film, of a Stephen King short story.
I don't think it's a short story, is it?
No.
I thought it's just
Maybe an
straight
actual
up
book.
novels.
Oh, okay.
It's a novel.
Pet
All right.
Sematary.
I don't know.
This
many
has been
stories.
just like it before it. It has been adapted into film before, but this is the most recent. I think they're probably hoping a lot on that.
On that It train.
Success from last
The ads have said from the writer of It.
Yeah.
Without specifying that it's Stephen King.
I could see this doing pretty well if it wasn't for it coming out on the same day as Shazam!
Exclamation point.
The next
Yell it.
DC film. So this seems ridiculous, but early word is positive.
Yes. According to all the commercials we've seen, there's actually good reviews behind Shazam.
People are saying it's funny.
Yes.
Which the trailers does not make it look funny. But I did talk to somebody personally, a coworker who did see an early screening of this.
Oh, one of those early screenings?
Yeah. They reported back. They said it's acted way funnier than he thought it was. I asked him if it was like DC's Thor Ragnarok. He said that's what they're going for, but it's not as funny as Ragnarok.
Okay.
But that's the vibe.
So that's the vibe.
They saw Shazam being lighthearted enough to be their version of, hey, let's have fun with this world and this character, as opposed to making this serious dour movie.
Okay.
So this doesn't have any Snyder's fingerprints on it.
Okay. It does have a lot of good word of mouth going for it. Mm-hmm. I could see this being number one.
Yeah.
I'm going to put this at about 70 mil.
That's fair.
Then again, I put Captain Marvel around there too, and it went past that.
I would actually take the under there just to be safe. I think Pet Sematary could pull a surprise here.
Ooh. Okay.
So I'm going to take the under on that.
Ooh, that's interesting. Pet Sematary.
Yeah, it could. People love their horror.
Yes, but if you want to see a good horror film, you just go watch Us.
Right, but that's different. It's a different kind of thing.
It is.
All right, those are your new releases this week. Mm-hmm. So with that out of the way, did you see any new movies this week?
No, I continued my Marvel dissection. You saw that. We watched Marvel.
Yes.
Guardians of the Galaxy
Volume 2. I've now finally seen Guardians 2. It's all right.
Guardians 1 is better, I think,
Guardians
conceptually.
1's a better movie.
Yeah.
2 has its moments, but it's definitely that formula with more plot.
Yeah, more plot was thrown into this.
More plot, except weirdly more plot, yet less actually happening in the script. Like about 3/4 in, I had a thought where I realized, wow, they've sure been on this one planet for a long time.
Well, the one planet is the one planet.
I know. I never had that thought about a Marvel movie because I'm so used to we're jumping from place to place so often, especially in the Avengers films, that I had that thought where I was like, that doesn't happen in these movies.
No, it doesn't.
We're in the same place that we've been. But yeah. I also did not see any new movies.
No,
I saw a Netflix movie, but I actually don't know if that came out this year or not, so okay. I hesitate to mention it.
Which one?
We watched Set It Up.
You told me about this.
Yeah, romantic comedy. It has Pete Davidson in it, but he's not really in it for very much of it.
Okay.
But like I said, I don't actually know if that's 2019 release. It might be from last year.
Okay. I'm not sure. I don't think it was a theatrical release.
No, it was not. It was specifically Netflix.
Okay.
But yeah, other than that, though, I did not see any movies this week.
So on Tuesday, I had a choice to go see Dumbo.
Okay.
Or play a video game.
You chose to play a video game.
Yes, and we will get to that, later.
I saw you go live on our Twitch channel, and I almost tuned in, but I was watching something.
I saw one person tune in.
It was not me.
No.
You didn't see VR ladies, so it wasn't me. Anything else before we move on to movie news?
No, let's get right into movie news.
All right, our first story is in the world of animation and also the world of Canada. Yes, it's a whole other world up there.
Yes, that hat of the U.S.
Not our plane of existence. It's the Canadian existence. Vancouver has had an interesting time with animation, especially as of late. Artists working on the animated comedy Sausage Party. You may remember us covering this before.
Yes.
This is kind of a follow-up story.
This is a story a year and a half later.
So they claimed a major victory this week after the British Columbia Employment Standards, which I guess would be the BCES.
Yes.
B, rules that workers are entitled to receive overtime pay for their work on that film. So congratulations, animators. You got paid out for something that you deserved. That's good news.
We kind of figured this was going to happen. Mm-hmm. They just had to go through a whole long legal process.
Right. In fact, yes, it says this follows 2.5 years of legal battles.
Was that 2.5 years?
2.5 years, 2016.
Sausage Party was 2016?
2016.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, legal battles resulted in...
We've been podcasting for that long.
Yeah.
I know, we covered this.
This is year 3.
I know. 4.
Is this year 4?
Yeah, we're on season 4.
Woo! That's right. This resulted in the company Nitrogen to open its books and pay any outstanding overtime, along with a $500 nominal fine per person. Currently, not a single animation, VFX, or gaming studio in Vancouver is unionized, in case you're wondering. But initiatives like Unifor and IATSE are working to change that situation. Last Wednesday, in fact, a town hall was held for workers to explain the benefits of unionization. So, we, of course, stand in solidarity with our friends up north wishing to unionize. It's very important, as we're seeing, and what we'll talk about. Actually, we won't be talking about in video games this week. I almost pulled a story
I thought
this
you
week
would.
that would involve... It was between two, and I decided that one was technically more newsy than the other.
Yeah.
But
while this isn't newsy-ish, it is still a tremendous victory.
But yeah, what the end of that thought was that there are plenty of things this week that are examples of why these industries should unionize.
Yes.
And this is just further examples. But this is in a weird way like one of the few like good stories that we have about this kind of thing. The company messed up and they actually repaid their employees what they deserved. That doesn't happen, though, and that's why unions are important. But yeah. So, yeah, that's good news.
Yep.
Let's move on. Our second story is yet another follow-up to the Academy Awards story that we've been covering.
They're always in trouble in doing something.
About streaming services and whether they play.
So this is another ongoing story here at MediaBoat.
But this time the government's involved. The U.S. Department of Justice has sent a letter to the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, warning that any attempts to bar or limit Netflix and other streaming services from Oscars eligibility might violate antitrust law, considering the Academy's membership includes studios and media conglomerates that compete with Netflix, Amazon, and others. The letter suggests that federal authorities are keeping a close eye on Hollywood after reports earlier this year that filmmakers and studios would seek rule changes designed to make it difficult for streaming services to qualify for Oscars. Only Netflix has done a limited theatrical run for its films to meet award eligibility requirements. The other studios have not. That was the sticking point, was basically the Academy was like, well, you need to at least put it into theaters for a while.
Right, that was their sticking point, but there is no actual guideline for that to happen.
Yeah.
For them to actually be eligible. Netflix did it, so they'd kind of like shoo go away. We're doing this by your standards, but technically there are no actual standards for what is eligible.
And this is the first actual, like, legal argument I've heard against this too.
Yeah.
This is the first time I'm actually hearing like, oh, there actually might be a legitimate reason why they shouldn't be able to do this. And yeah, it is kind of a monopoly kind of situation when you consider, these are the only ones that aren't playing by our rules. They can't compete in our supposedly open awards. It's like, you either let them play or you establish that guidelines. These are only kind of like E3 in the video game world. These are only for the people who play good with the ESA. Mm-hmm. Like, that would be the equivalent of the Oscars being like, oh, these are the only people who are allowing in our exclusive club of Oscar winners. Which is not what they've at least purported to do for the last 80-something years. So, it would be an interesting thing to play around with here.
I mean, as mentioned in the report, they did it for Ballot Buster Scruggs and Roma. But with their upcoming films like The Irishman, that's not planning to get a theatrical release.
No, it would be interesting to see how the Academy responds to this, if they respond to this. But here's hoping that they wake up a little and realize that there's no fighting it. This is how people are watching movies now.
Well, normally the Justice Department wouldn't get involved in something like this.
Right.
Or whatever department.
It's the Justice Department.
Okay, normally they wouldn't get involved in stuff like this. But
you'd think they would be a little busy right now.
Well, yeah, but as we mentioned, or I don't think we mentioned, about 2 weeks ago, there was a big meeting where Steven Spielberg and a bunch of other directors
We actually did report this before it was going to happen.
Yes. Spoke with the Academy about setting rules against streaming services.
Right. So we'll see what happens with those now after this. All right, that's it for movie news. That means we get to move.
Any last thoughts for film?
No movies. So.
Yes. One final thought for film.
Okay.
The final Avengers trailer has come out, which means you can now officially buy your tickets for Avengers Endgame.
Yeah, if you want.
And yes, I have already bought my tickets for Avengers Endgame.
Hey, we all bought tickets for something this week.
Yeah, we did.
Priority.
Cool. All right, let's move into television. We always start television, of course, with sports.
All right. And as we mentioned last week, it's baseball season.
It's baseball season. Baseball is happening. Opening week was a success for a lot of teams and less of a success for some.
We're more on the less of a success.
Yeah, I've been watching a lot of baseball this week.
Okay.
I've made it a point to do so. It's actually been pretty fun.
Yeah. You're enjoying it?
I'm enjoying my time with it. It's something that it's not like something you have to pay like 100% attention to, which is why I like watching it as opposed to something like a hockey game on television.
Always something happening.
Because there's so few breaks in like a hockey game. But like with baseball, it's like, all right, I can lay on my bed, have my laptop playing the game. I can be doing a crossword. And it's the most relaxing thing in the world.
Right,
while you're everything happening. I can look whenever there's an important play happening. And yeah, the side effect is I am seeing a lot of advertisements. I'm being advertised to in a way that I have not been in years. But I don't know. Oh, also, one thing, I almost tweeted this because I thought it was really funny, but I didn't. They love to show stadium food.
Oh, yes.
I've never seen a sport go this deep into, hey, nothing's happening, so let's go and see what other B-roll we can get. Like, there's always somebody shooting B-roll in the cafeteria.
So they do that because it's part filler and part, we want you here at the stadium, not watching it on TV.
Man, they showed a dude at the Mariners stadium making some sushi.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that looked real good. I wanted that sushi. He was just pouring the eel sauce on those rolls. I was like, oh, I want to just bathe in that eel sauce. Ugh. So hungry.
Matt, come back to us.
Sorry.
Come back.
I'm just really hungry. But yeah, so I've been doing a lot of that. But that's not news. What is news though is other sports. The NCAA Final Four has been set for college basketball. March Madness is over, but the mania has just begun for these four teams. Michigan State versus Auburn is game 1, and then game 2, Texas Tech versus Virginia.
I believe that's correct. I didn't actually look it up.
Well, let's hope that's right, because that's right. What I just said.
Those are your final four teams.
Final four. Get ready.
Yeah, it's ending.
It's over, almost.
Speaking of things that are ending, so was our Final Four bracket for Media Boat.
Cool.
We noted in previous episodes, we are doing a March Madness bracket for video games.
It's true.
We are in the final. We have the final 4, 8,
yes,
technically 8.
Something like that. This weekend. We will be wrapping up that bracket. We will tell you, our listeners, what the best video game franchise of all time is.
According to us.
Definitive? No, it's definitive.
Definitive?
I'm going to say right here, it's definitive. It's the only right answer.
All right.
And you're going to hear it this weekend.
Okay.
On the Media Boat Podcast.
We'll fight. We'll fight on that.
Sunday, April, let's see, today's
6th? 7th?
7th? One of those days.
7th, because Monday's the 1st.
That will be up on Sunday, so tune in for that. In the meantime, this is kind of sports entertainment, but if you're a wrestling fan, WrestleMania is also Sunday.
Yes.
So feel free to listen to our podcast about video games while the filler stuff is happening on WrestleMania. Thank me later.
It's all filler stuff.
Yeah, I mean, mostly. It's like frickin' 4 hours or something.
Yes. Unfortunately, this year I won't be so hungover. I'll just wake up in WrestleMania. I'll be on.
You think that now. Just wait. Something's going to happen on Saturday night.
No, I literally can't. Because last time we went and did
right.
brunch.
You're up the whole 30 still.
Yeah, because last year we did brunch. And then I came home and slept, woke up, and WrestleMania was on. And we watched it.
You cannot drink.
Yeah, it is.
So you are limited this time. Probably for the better. Let's move on. That's it for sports. So that means we get to move on into television news. Our first story, of course, is about Hulu, because what else would it be? I mean, Netflix.
It'd be Netflix.
But
we had Netflix last segment.
Right. This week it's Hulu. Guess what? They're actually making good news. After they freaking raised my price for the Hulu I pay for, they did something nice for a change. They are taking a hard stance against advertisement length.
Wait, why? But they make money off of advertisements, don't they?
Hey, they're doing something for the people. They're limiting show interruptions on Hulu to 90 seconds. This has removed more than half of the commercial time that had previously run on programming. Previous commercial breaks could run anywhere from 180 seconds to 240 seconds, but now they're issuing a hard cap at 90. They recently, as I mentioned, lowered the price of its ad-supported option to $6 a month, while the no-ad tier costs $12 a month. Also, like I mentioned last week on the podcast, the live TV's price went up to $50.99.
Right.
So, this is great news because one of the shows I watch on Hulu is Riverdale, and since CW content is locked down in a way that a lot of the other networks are not, it is routinely 180 to 190 second ads every single break, which makes a show that runtime is usually around 44 minutes, makes it a full hour, maybe longer of me watching, and it makes it really hard for me to be like, yeah, this is how I want to spend my next hour.
I thought you have ad-free.
So, how even the ad-free package of Hulu works is that they are completely at the discretion of the provider. So if the network decides that they want to do ads, Hulu cannot tell them no.
Oh.
The networks that are compliant will actually present with no ads. For example, anything on Fox, anything on NBC is presented with no ads. ABC, for whatever reason, still has ads. They limit to like one or two. But stuff like the CW and like probably a lot of like maybe the Comedy Central stuff, especially like the Viacom stuff that's on there through special restrictions, that's where you're gonna see ads, and a lot of them. So yeah, it's not completely ad free, even though Hulu says it's called ad free. It's not 100% ad free.
Sounds more like ad nauseum.
So yeah, I think this is good news.
This is definitely good news.
So
I'm
looking forward to this changing.
It's no more of a roulette. It's strict 90-second ads.
Right.
Which is more welcoming.
Good news.
Oh yeah, super good news. Speaking of good news.
Our second story is a follow-up story about the bitter battle between the WGA, that's the Writers Guild, and the agencies.
So we noted at the beginning of last month that they were 30 days away from a forced negotiation. Well, that 30 days has come.
Call that negotiation forced. So the deadline for this negotiation, Saturday, for the WGA and the talent agencies to reach their new franchise agreement. Industry sources say that there has been some back-channeling efforts to nudge an agreement together that would package agencies' fees to the Guild in a form of pension and health fund. Interesting.
Yeah.
The WGA already voted to support tightened restrictions on their agents. The official deadline is April 6th at midnight.
We'll have more on this, but this is just what's going to be dominating the news for like the whole weekend.
Yeah, so we'll probably report back if there's good news coming out of those talks next week.
Hopefully there's a deal. Otherwise, strike.
Yeah.
Well, no, this isn't like an actual writer's strike.
No, this is not. It's just the agency.
This is between the Writers Guild and their agents.
Right.
So we could see a break-off, free-for-all, agent-grabbing frenzy going on here.
That could happen. It's possible. We'll see. All right, that does it for television news. There was TV this week.
Okay.
You, in fact, watched a couple of shows. One new show, one show ending.
Yeah.
What do you want to start with?
Let's start with the show that ended.
Okay.
And the show that ended this week, or technically last week, was Broad City.
Yeah, it's a fifth season?
Fifth season.
Fifth season and series finale was last weekend.
Yes. So sad, so gone, so long, so anticlimactic. I kind of want to say. Yeah, thanks for all the funny bits and funny stuff. But the entire final season felt like one long, stretched out goodbye.
Yeah.
Only for it to be like coming to the final episode, be like, okay, we literally have to say goodbye because there's nothing else we can say.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of... Unfortunately, that's probably how the writers reacted to knowing that it was the last season. They were probably like, well, we have to have a sense of finality here.
Yes. And it definitely does have a sense of finality. They build it up over the course of this final season, and it definitely feels like an end. Mm-hmm. Except because it's, a friendship, it doesn't really end. Mm-hmm. It just ends in the broad city of scope.
Right. So I haven't seen any of this current season 5 because I don't have any access to it. Hulu only has up to season 4. Like I said, the Viacom stuff is hard to find unless you have traditional cable like you do. Not everybody does. Sorry.
I'm sorry, but you made me watch this show.
I didn't make you.
You're the reason I watched this show.
Yeah, I put it in front of you.
And I enjoyed what I saw.
Yeah. I'm glad to hear that season 5, according to you at least, was a return to form.
It was.
Because, season 3 and 4, though they had their moments,
it definitely went off
on a
the
downward
rails.
slope. It definitely wasn't as good as those first 2 seasons were.
Right. I think season 3 and 4, because they kind of had like a lot of freedom to basically like, oh, we have 2 seasons to do whatever we want. Yeah. Okay, let's just make it as crazy as we want.
Yeah, spinning their wheels there.
Yeah, but with season 5, especially at the beginning of season 5 here, they definitely like set themselves on a path and followed that through. And it definitely felt, like I said, like a true ending to the show.
That's good. That's good to hear. You also watched something new.
Yes. Where one thing ends, another thing begins.
Well, I guess it's hard to call this something completely new because this is a reboot, because in the 2010s, that's all you can do. But in this case, it's a reboot of something that's near and dear to your heart.
Yes. Dear to my heart, dear to my mind, dear to my sight, dear to my dimension.
Sure, yes. In this plane of existence.
Yes, in this plane of existence and all other planes of existence. Of course, I'm trying to talk about The Twilight Zone.
Yes.
Recreated, I guess.
Yeah.
By Jordan Peele for CBS All Access. For those of you who do not want to pay for CBS All Access yet, the first episode is available on YouTube via CBS All Access channel, so you can watch that.
This is smart, because otherwise I feel like no one would see it.
Yeah. That being said, this first episode is really great.
Good.
It stars Camille Nanjiani, one of our favorites.
Cool.
It stars also Tracy Morgan, one of the internet's favorites. It's about a comedian who gathers mystical powers. Or are they powers? Are they good? Are they bad? What's happening when you cross your own morals? It's a great form of what Twilight Zone was and what made it so special. And I'm happy to see that, at least for this episode, it hit all the right notes of a Twilight Zone that I appreciate when I watch it, especially on the marathons. Uh-huh. And it actually did a good job of making me actually want to consider buying CBS All Access.
That's the ultimate question, right?
Yes. I probably won't. I'll wait. Because they're episodic, they're going to come out, I think, 2 per week.
That's smart, because otherwise people would just get the free trial and then immediately get out.
Well, see, I actually was thinking about doing that, thinking like, all the episodes are available right now.
No.
But then I did some quick Googling. So my Google foo is strong. And I found that only 2 episodes are up right now. It's the comedian and the recreation of Nightmare at 20,000 Feet.
Oh, okay.
Because, of course, they always remake that one.
Yeah, because it's one of the classics.
It's a classic. It's a nostalgia. It's Shatner in the bed multiple times.
It's that, of course, if people at home do not know, that is, of course, the classic I saw a gremlin on the plane wing.
Yes.
Which has been parodied by a billion things.
By literally everything.
One of my favorites being Bridesmaids. When Kristen Wiig thinks she sees a nun in full, what was it? In full
flying nun gear.
Yeah, I forget how she phrases it, but it's really, really funny.
But yeah, yes, that has been parodied. That one stars Adam Scott in the role.
Oh, wow, okay.
So yeah.
So sounds like Jordan Peele just got all his friends in this.
It does sound like that, yeah.
Love it.
It's like, here's all these comedians that you love taking a dramatic turn because it's the Twilight Zone.
Right.
Etc. Etc.
Yeah, that's great. I'm glad to hear that it's good.
I'm probably going to wait for all the episodes to be out and then do the free trial and just binge the whole thing. Because why not? Maybe I'll check out Star Trek Discovery while I'm at it. Okay. But yeah, the first episode is really great. I'm looking forward to more episodes of The Twilight Zone. Cool. Again, 2019 version.
Great. So I didn't watch anything new except for currently still in the also final season of Star vs. the Forces of Evil.
I keep forgetting that is on.
You have to catch up because the only reason I wouldn't be mentioning it if it wasn't for this week's episodes, the last weekend's episodes, were probably a couple of my favorite episodes in the entire series. They are doing things, one, that I can't believe they're getting away with.
On Disney.
And two, that are so good that I'm just like, it still just completely racks my brain that the same people who are on board for all the Cartoon Network stuff do not know that this show exists. It is just as good. And they are proving in this last season that they are just as good as they've ever been. They're doing stuff with their own lore that is gives you really great payoffs for how the series has gone. Because this is the wrap up. Like they're on the road to wrapping up the entire show. And I still don't necessarily know how they're going to wrap everything up. But at the same time they're also doing it in a way that has that charm and that effortlessness that you see in a Steven Universe.
Okay.
It's like they're batting at that same percentage and I feel like nobody cares. Like nobody watches this show and I just don't understand. Like the last 2 episodes were really, really good. If you have not watched this show, please check it out. Especially if you like Steven Universe. Especially if you like OKKO. Like that kind of show.
If you like a show that is filled with lore.
Yeah, but it's not just the lore, it's the characters.
Yeah.
It's and it's I do have to always, and every time I pitch the show I always have to put the asterisk, the first season is largely gag episodes. It's largely one-off gag episodes. But they manage, by the time you get to season 4, they manage to pay off so much of the gag episode seasons that I almost hesitate to skip it. I almost want to say skip the first season, but part of me is like, no, because there's payoffs, even that are still happening now for stuff that happened in season 1.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. But
that's good.
Anyways.
Yeah, I gotta catch up on that.
Check it out. Catch up.
I also have to catch up on Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yes, I'm caught up. It's still the last couple episodes actually are really, really, really good.
Yeah, I think I'm 4 behind.
So yeah, I recommend catching up on
and This Is Us season finale is, I think it was last night, but I didn't watch the episode.
Nice.
But so I'll come back with that next week.
All right. Okay, that does it for television then. Let's move into cancellations and renewals.
All right, what am I no longer watching?
Well, I'll tell you what you still are watching on FX. Better Things is coming back for a 4th season.
I thought that thing was over. Oh,
still
wait.
Happening.
No, it's the other show on FX.
You're thinking of the other one.
Yeah.
Better Things is the one with what's her name and.
Yes.
Yeah. NBC is picking up Law and Order SVU for yet another season. 21 seasons of that show.
Yes, and when it does premiere of this season, this 21st season, it will officially take that title of longest running dramatic primetime show.
Boom. So are you telling me that SVU outlasted Law and Order proper?
It did.
Wow, that's crazy.
It's outlasted everything else except The Simpsons.
And you know what I say? You know what I say to that?
Go after The Simpsons?
No, I say good for you, Ice-T.
Oh,
good for you.
I could go for some iced tea. I could go for some twisted teas. Oh,
I could go for just an iced tea. Sounds good. Meanwhile, on Epix, one of those weird ass movie channels on deep cable. Epix has canceled Berlin Station after 3 seasons.
Oh,
that
okay.
is.
Yeah, so I think this is also like an Amazon thing, but they put it on Epix, but it's also like Amazon.
Who knows? And BET has renewed Boomerang.
Not that Boomerang.
For a second
Also,
season.
not the channel Boomerang.
Yeah, I was thinking of the Cartoon Network Boomerang when I first saw this. I was like, no, not that, actually. Oh, those sandwiches look good.
Come on, focus.
Why do we watch food shows while we're recording this?
Because I'm hungry. Always hungry.
King's Hawaiian sandwiches at Arby's? That sounds so good.
We'll do it now before they get canceled.
Okay.
Before they get canceled.
Sorry. Anyways. Arby's?
Yes.
Arby's didn't get canceled?
No. The King's Hawaiian rolls.
Oh.
It got renewed for another season at Arby's.
Yes. Delicious. And lastly, good news for some people in this room. Netflix has renewed The Umbrella Academy for a second season.
Whoop, whoop.
So there you go.
I kind of saw this happening. A lot of people are talking about it on social media.
It was a success. Yeah.
It was a success. It also kind of ended on a cliffhanger, so you needed that second season.
You did. All right, and then that is it for Cancellations Renewals. We do have one sad death, though, to talk about. Rapper Nipsey Hussle died this week, age 33. Rapper, of course, known for songs like the verse in Feeling Myself, and also the FDT, which was his post-Trump inauguration song. Amongst other features and songs, a beloved rapper died way too young, was shot in a shooting in Bellflower.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh, this was rough. And this was probably the biggest music news story of the week, but because we covered death separate,
right.
I did not cover it separately in news.
Yeah, it's definitely telling when you have people from literally all walks of life coming out to
just
memorialize
how good of a guy he was.
Yeah.
And like how legitimate he was as an artist and like a friend. Just I saw Drake gave him a shout out yesterday at a concert.
Yeah, you have people from Jake.
yes, some dude named Jake.
Yes,
probably
Jake.
Really...
You have Jake from State Farm. You have Drake from Canada. You have Jay-Z from New York, and you have the police department from L.A.
Yeah, everybody was hearts went out to Nipsey. It's just, you hate to see something like this. They did confirm though, in case you're wondering, which a lot of people were, whether this was as a lot of rapper deaths are gang related. It was not. This was just a shooting. Just like anybody could have been involved. It just happened to have been Nipsey Hussle. So yeah, a real sad one this week. All right, with that, I hand it over to you because it's time to talk about music.
Okay, well, I hate
hopefully some lighter stuff.
Yeah, we'll get to some lighter stuff in music later. But first, we're going to talk about the most terrible stuff to happen in music, and that is the Billboard, because Ariana Grande still to be #1 at the Billboard.
7 Rings is still your #1 song.
7 Rings for 15 weeks or whatever.
It's 7 weeks in a row right now.
However,
total is closer to 11.
Yes, but I'm going to put a prediction out that this will be the last week of it being #1.
What do you think's #1 next week?
As the next week will be the #2 song currently, which is "Wow."
You think?
By Post Malone. That thing has slowly climbed and it's nipping at its heels. Wow. I think it's going to get it.
Wow.
Yes, wow, period.
It's
wow, period.
Yes. Wow. Owen Wilson's favorite song.
Yes. But coming in third, we have Miles Morales' favorite song.
Yes,
Sunflower by Post Malone and Sway Lee.
Still in there.
#4 is Without Me by Halsey. And #5, Please Me by Cardi B and Bruno Mars.
What me's going on here?
Me's and Malone's. As for your Billboard 200, your albums chart, we have #1, new #1 this week.
Yes.
Bad Habits by Nav.
So I didn't know what this was. I didn't know it existed, so I did not listen to this yet.
NAV, Nav?
We'll have to do some catch-up next week on this. But yeah, ironically enough, though, I may have listened to what next week's #1 album is, and I didn't know what this one was. So yeah, I'll have to do some catch-up. I don't even know who Nav is.
Okay. Well, #2 is Thank You, Next by Ariana Grande. #3 is Death Race for Love by Juice WRLD.
Yep.
#4 is The World Is Yours 2 by Rich Kid.
Yes.
That's 2, the #2, not
yes,
2 also.
The World Is Yours, 2.
Yes.
Or like Chili's 2.
Or not The World Is Yours also. And #5, we have by XXX Tentacoin.
Your question mark, yes.
Well, I can't speak question mark, so it's like, So just
Question
like
mark?
thinking, question mark?
Question mark? Yeah, this one, I don't really know why the XX Temptation record is back in the top 5. I have somebody explain that to us, please, because I don't know.
I don't know. It's back from out of nowhere.
The dead, you could say.
Sure, but that's kind of like a morbid joke now.
Yeah, but with them it's not.
I think you can take it.
Yeah, I think it's fine. All right, what else we got?
That's it for our albums charts.
All right.
All right. But you didn't listen to the new number 1 song.
I did not.
Number 1 on
Like I said, I have to catch up next week.
All right. Well, you can probably catch up on these new releases then.
Maybe. Okay, what are the
I'm just gonna jump you right
we're
there.
not even gonna do it.
All right. We first up we have Circa Waves with
Yes.
Circa Waves with.
The format has never changed. It's always artist, and then the name of the album is in parentheses. I know why you tripped up on that.
I know because I do that too, but I don't know why I did that. Whatever.
It is the reverse. Ironically, though, it is the reverse of how I do the Billboard.
It is. That's
Yeah, I know.
why.
Maybe that's why you got thrown off. Usually doesn't throw you off.
No, it doesn't.
All right. What do you
Anyways, we have a Circa Waves with "What's It Like Over There?"
Question mark.
We have Idlewild with interview music. I believe that's like a lot of tones and somber notes.
Yeah.
Is this like a Dateline interview
Sound of a
or
cooking
like
pen, maybe.
It's just long gazes,
Yeah, exactly.
long pauses. We also have Jai Wolf with "The Cure to Loneliness."
Oh, they found it.
Probably this album. We have Khalid. Khalid? Khalid?
You pronounce it Khalid.
Okay, not the DJ.
Not DJ Khaled. Khalid. He's a different person.
They're spelled the same way.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
DJ Khaled spells his Khaled with an E, and you know that. Don't even try.
That's Khalid with Free Spirit. We also have Priests with The Seduction of Kansas.
I will be listening to that. Priests have had my favorite album of 2017, so I'm very excited for this record.
What is The Seduction of Kansas?
So it is actually that title is taken from a chapter in a political book that they read, basically about campaigning in the United States, like political campaigns.
Okay, I wasn't looking for an actual answer, but I'm glad I got
sorry.
that.
Well, you got one anyways.
I got one anyways. I was looking for the Arkansas joke, but okay.
Huh.
We have Pup with Morbid Stuff.
Yep.
There's our Morbid Stuff.
There's your morbid stuff.
Gotta go
It's
listen
in
to
the
Pup.
record.
We also have Reba McEntire with Stronger Than the Truth. Sarah Bareilles. Yes, that's Sarah Bareilles.
Bareilles back.
With Amidst the Chaos. The Drums with Brutalism.
They probably have other instruments too.
And Weightiest Blood with Titanic Rising.
Yes, which it doesn't do. So that's an interesting name.
Well, I mean,
Falls, typically. Well, it fell once.
Yes, I believe it is still continuing to fall. That's how
No, I
gravity
think
works.
it's like I guess that is how gravity works. Good point.
I mean, we could raise it up. Raise up the Titanic.
The Titanic.
Yes.
Panic.
While the ship sinks, the box office for that just always goes up.
Something like that.
Raise on to the next story. Well, let's get to stories of music before we talk about albums
music
here.
news.
Talk about some music news. And we're talking about Britney Spears.
Yeah, so Britney, well, she's had a long, complicated life, hasn't she?
Well, especially now. I mean, they're making a musical out of her music.
Yes.
But this has nothing to do with that,
But
apparently.
she's had some rough times lately.
Yes.
What's going on?
So, she has checked herself into a psychiatric facility
Yeah.
after suffering from emotional distress. She's 37, by the way. That is young. And also, I didn't realize how young she is or how, like...
She's lived a lot of life for 37.
Yeah, and, like, how close we are to her.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's because she started such a young age
17.
that everybody knew her. Even before that, when you think about the
Mickey Mouse Club.
Mickey Mouse Club stuff she did, she was on television in the public consciousness since she was at least 12 or 13. It's insane.
It is. Well, She was admitted over a week ago and is expected to remain in treatment for a month. Spears has been troubled over the past year by her father's health crisis.
Yes.
And Jamie Spears, her sister, recently underwent a second surgery to fix a ruptured colon.
Yeah.
In November, she put her Las Vegas residency on hold to look after her dad.
So, to me, this is not necessarily a bad story. To me, this is someone that has had issues with mental health before, and is someone that has learned from that experience and knows what they need to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like to me she is having an especially rough time right now, and she is doing what she needs to. She feels like she needs to feel better about it.
Well,
to get to a place where she can get back to doing her work, her music.
You take those two huge things and then pile on that she's a mom
Right.
of 2 or 3.
She has daily responsibilities.
Yes.
Not only, I'm sure she's probably working on music at the same time as all of this. So it's like, that's a lot of stress and a lot of different stressors from all over the place. I definitely do not blame her for doing this. This is good. This is a good taking care of yourself moment, and she needs it.
Yes. Well, she wrote on Instagram, quote, "A couple of months ago, my father was hospitalized and almost died. We're also grateful that he came out of it alive, but he still has a long road ahead of him.
Yeah.
I had to make the difficult decision to put my full focus and energy on my family at this time."
This was what she had said when she canceled the Vegas dates.
Right. This is this is mental health, and we always kind of don't want to shine a light on this. This is actually a good response to mental health, knowing that you're in a crisis and you're seeking the proper help.
Yeah, she's definitely seeking her help she needs, so that's great. All right. Another pop star's in the news this week.
Yes, one you're more familiar with than I am.
Yes, it's true.
So, the background of your phone, as announced...
Not anymore.
Okay.
Has changed.
All right, the background of your iPad has...
It's not my iPad anymore, so that has also changed.
The background of your mind...
Yeah, that's accurate. Well, maybe
50% of the time.
maybe more like 10% nowadays, but sure.
Always wandering around in your dreams, Carly Rae Jepsen
Wandering around in there.
has at last, finally at last, as you put it so eloquently here,
Yes.
announced...
I wrote this, by the way. This was not a story. For some reason, Variety did not cover this. So I had to write my own news story.
I wonder why. But Carly Rae Jepsen has announced her new album, Dedicated.
Mm-hmm.
A fan you are to be writing this whole
It's
thing.
dedicated to me.
Yes, not only is it dedicated to you, the album is titled Dedicated.
Yes.
And scheduled for release on May the 17th.
Yes.
She also announced tour dates and special ticket pre-sales for those of you who pre-order her album. I'm going to safely assume you pre-ordered the album.
I pre-ordered the record, and I've gotten tickets. Done and done.
Well, according to
everybody else
Apple's...
was in lines to get in-game tickets, I was in a line to get Carly Rae Jepsen tickets.
Hey, I got my endgame tickets.
I know you did. Well, I got my Carly tickets. So there.
I know you did. Anyways, according to Apple's listing on iTunes,
Yes.
Dedicated will feature 13 tracks, which include the single Now That I Found You, and 2 bonus songs. Are they really bonus songs if they're on the album?
I say that specifically because it demarcates 1 through 13, and then bonus tracks 14, 15.
So it may be like an iTunes exclusive bonus track?
It doesn't seem like that. It seems like that's included in every track list. This was the same case for Emotion as well.
Okay.
Emotion was released technically with like a certain number of tracks, but then had more on the bottom.
Right, but Emotion also had a side B to it. Or eventually.
A note from the current owner of that, my former iPad. She says she could make Carly the background if she chose. If she want, if we want. I mean, that's up to you.
If you want to make Carly the background again?
I mean, if she wants to put Carly Rae Jepsen on the background of her iPad, go for it. Anyways, But yeah,
Anyways, yes.
so yeah, it's unclear exactly what versions. Right now, they have not necessarily announced the deluxe version of the record.
Okay.
So it's assumed that there's just 15 tracks. It's just for some reason those are referred to as bonus.
Okay.
Like I said, that's how Emotion was too back in 2015. So.
All right. So you have that pre-ordered, and we'll get that day one exclusive listen.
So yeah, I will hear it on the 17th. No question about it.
And then on the 17th in the afternoon, the 17th at 1, the 17th at 2, the 17th at 3.
Yes.
And then again on the 18th, and again on the 19th.
Yeah, probably.
For the next year and a half till it's put on another album.
So look forward to our end of the year podcast where I call Dedicated the best record 20. Actually, we'll see. I don't know.
Ooh.
What?
You're not dedicated, apparently.
I mean, we'll see how dedicated I am to it.
I mean, you'll be dedicated.
Right.
So, that's it for music news.
That's it.
Did you listen to anything?
So, technically, yes. But
I like technically.
The reason why I'm probably not going to talk about it this week is because it's probably next week's number one record.
And what is next week's number one record?
I listened to the new Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish.
Are you familiar with this girl?
I'm familiar that I believe she performed on SNL.
Oh, did she?
I don't know. I
haven't been watching this season, so I have no clue.
Okay, I have heard the name Billie Eilish before.
Eilish, okay. So yeah, I listened to her record. She's kind of the new up-and-comer in the young, pop scene. I'll talk about it next week.
Okay. You assume this will chart next week.
I 100% know this is your number one album next week.
Apparently it is that good.
Seems like it's already tracking that way.
Okay. Well, I just decided to listen to Greetings from Jake. The pause is necessary. There is ...
Greetings from ... Jake.
Yes, there's 4 ellipses.
And this is Jake Owens?
Yes, this is Jake Owens' record. So thus, this is Greetings from Jake. Yes. I'll just refer to
it. State Farm.
No, from the Owens.
He's wearing khakis.
Actually, he's wearing plaid.
And khakis.
Possibly.
I don't know. Country guys wear jeans.
No, they wear jeans. I believe he's the baseball hat wearing one.
Okay, yeah, they all wear jeans unless they're Kenny Chesney and then they're wearing shorts. Right? That's the basic rule.
Yeah. That's the basic rule. But Greetings from is a decent album.
Just call it Greetings from Jake.
Okay, it's Greetings from Jake. Okay, Greetings. I wasn't going to call it Greetings from, but okay, Greetings from Jake. It's a decent album. There's albums that are on the scale of country rock-ish albums. There's a 1 to 10, 10 being Jason Aldean. And 1 being Zach Brown Band? I don't know.
They're not rock.
Exactly. That's why
they don't rock.
That's why they're 1.
They banjo.
That's why they're 1.
Okay.
Banjo.
Banjos.
Jake Owens a 6-ish in there, and really tells on this album.
Middle of the road.
He's very middle of the road, and there's nothing
the
really.
Dirt road, if you will.
I don't believe that's him.
No,
yes.
Never mind.
There's nothing really special about this album. It doesn't try for anything good. It doesn't try for anything bad. But there is one.
Why would he try for anything bad?
Well, whenever you listen to a whole album, there are songs on there that you just know are why is this thing on here?
You mean filler?
Yes, sure.
Thank you. We have a term for that.
I call them the why songs.
The why songs?
Yeah, why?
Did you ask why?
Why? But no, there's definitely a lot of good songs on this album. The Jack and Diane song, or
wait, is that a cover?
It takes the Jack and Diane beat, and he mixes. I think the lyrics are, "When I was Jack and you were Diane."
Okay.
It works. It's on the radio.
Right.
I like it. It's good.
You're on the radio.
There's also a song called "Drinking All Day."
What's that about?
You can't drink all day unless you start in the morning.
I mean, that's just logic.
Yes, but it's now on our Stagecoach playlist.
I'm sure it is. Is Jake Owens going to Stagecoach?
No, not this year.
That seems weird. That he put out an album and he's not even going to Stagecoach.
I believe he went last year.
Oh, he was last year.
That's why?
Okay.
He was there last year or 2 years ago.
Is he going to Coachella?
He's not going to Coachella.
Okay.
No, Casey Musgrave is going to Coachella.
Right. That at least makes some sense, though.
But there is one song on this album that I need to point out, And the only reason I need to point it out is because it's like track list number 11.
It's deep.
It's deep. And
buried.
Nobody's going to ever get to this song, but it is a great song that everyone should at least listen to. It's a wedding song.
Oh, okay.
It's called Made For You. And for some reason, it sounds super familiar. Like, the whole beat and melody and even, like, the chorus sound familiar. It sounds like a cover.
Sure he's not ripping somebody off, or sure it's not actually a cover?
I did a quick research, and no.
So, country music is weird, though, because there's so many examples over the course of country music history where a writer sells their song to an artist, somebody does it, and then it's like a minor hit, and then later somebody re-records the same song, not necessarily in tribute to that artist, but just because that writer sold it again, and theirs will become a hit. That happens so many times in country music. I would not be surprised if there is another version of this song that some other artist did at one point that you may have heard. Just saying.
Pretty sure it is.
Odds are in country pretty high for that.
Well, I know that because...
breaking news. The background has been changed to Carly.
The background has been changed to Carly.
The background has been
Now
changed
we all know.
to Carly.
There was a fear there would be no Carly.
Our long national nightmare was over.
Yeah, I swear I've heard this song before.
Yeah, you probably have.
Probably
that's
have.
What I'm saying. And that's nothing against Jake Owen. There's nothing against... that's his name, right?
Jake Owen.
Okay. When I said it, when it came out, I was like, that's too generic. That can't be that man's name.
It's probably not his name, but it's definitely a stage name.
But yeah, so there you go.
But yeah. The way he does his version, I really like. It's definitely, I feel like, wedding material. Like, through and through.
Well,
but
let me know then when you find somebody with a wedding coming up. And then maybe I'll figure out a way to put that in the playlist for them. I don't know who that would be.
I know. We had our friend get married last year, so...
Right, yeah, I don't know.
Be a while.
We ran out of people getting married. I don't know.
Well, no, we have 2 next year. Maybe we'll figure that out.
Yeah, maybe next year.
All right. But it's a decent... It's a decent album.
Oh, by the way, you saved the dates on our frame.
I saw.
Okay.
It's a decent album. It's nothing like super country, super good, but it's also not like other albums I listen to where like I immediately want to rip this out of my seat, out of my playlist.
Does this happen to you a lot?
Yes.
Okay.
More often than you think.
Yeah, apparently.
It's made me recognize actual
good bad good music that you're listening to, apparently. Jeez.
Well, I had
How are you doing this to yourself?
Don't you remember? I had to listen to the 30 Seconds to Mars playlist. That 30 Seconds to Mars album.
Yeah, it was you realize that was almost 2 years ago.
Oh no! Last year I did the Mumford & Sons album.
Okay, that's fair. You did listen to that thing. You did suffer through that for us.
I did.
So thank you for that. All right, cool.
Yeah. So check that out, and we'll check out video games. Unless you have any other music stuff.
I don't think so. I listen to so much every week; it's hard to keep track. Really, if there's something notable, I mean, I've gone back and forth with this, but I think where I stand right now is that like, if it's like Billboard charting, then I'll talk about it. But anything else, it's like, let's save time.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. I listened to a little bit of the new Leonard Skinner album.
Why?
I was with Ty and he put it on.
Oh, that okay. Yes.
I have no opinion on it because I listened to like maybe a song and a half.
Okay.
But it sounds like Leonard Skinner.
You would think. Although,
I will be
how
singing
many members of Leonard Skinner are surviving Leonard Skinner members?
I'm not sure, but I'll be singing them at the end of the month.
Okay.
They're at Stagecoach.
Interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting too. They're actually like the band I'm most looking forward to. Mostly because I'd be really interested to see them play. Live.
Alright.
Live.
Yeah, it's live. Right? Like in my face live.
In my face.
Alright. And that brings us to video games.
Video James.
Alright, Video James.
Our friend. Video James.
So, we have upcoming new...
What am I playing this week?
I don't know what you're playing, but here are the new releases.
Hey! Right back. Alright, what do we got?
We have Dangerous Driving, both on console and on the road. With
Yes.
And on PlayStation and Xbox and PC and the 405 and the 5 and the 10 and the 66 and the i60.
You're funny.
You know,
cannot
this
keep
doesn't
going.
play as well if you're not in California.
Yeah.
That's why I threw in some Route 66 and the i60 and the i10.
Some interstates in there.
There's some interstates.
All right.
Yes,
so
dangerous driving is
this
out.
this is some Criterion people, so Burnout devs making a Burnout like. They claim that this is basically the crash mode in the Burnout games.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Burnout was good.
Might be good.
All right. We also have Zenki Zero: Last Beginning for the PlayStation and PC.
Yeah, this week's Japanese release.
That is definitely a Japanese release.
Who knows?
But there's something even more Japanese than that coming out this
what
week.
We got?
We have Super Dragon Ball Heroes: World Mission for the Switch and PC.
Indeed.
This is a Switch game.
Yes.
Why?
I don't know. Switch people like their Dragon Ball.
I know, but we just had Fighters.
Yeah, last year.
Yeah, no, I feel like there was. Oh no, it was Show and Jump.
Yeah, we had the Jump Super whatever.
Jump Force.
Also, we had that One Piece game a couple weeks
Yeah.
ago, which is what you might also be thinking.
That's probably what I'm also thinking of. There's both of them.
Yeah, it's been a big week, a big month or two for anime adaptations.
Yeah, well, they're showing me.
Shonen you?
Yep, that's what I said.
Ah!
Alright, speaking of showing stuff, last week we reported on a teaser that Borderlands was making Gearbox was making a huge announcement on Borderlands.
Well,
we got it.
Here it is.
Here it is.
So,
after years of goddamn waiting, it feels like it's my birthday all over again. It feels like it's Kingdom Hearts all over again.
It really does.
Well, we have a new Borderlands.
Yeah, Borderlands 3 got announced. First, it got announced at GDC with a trailer that kind of showed some stuff. But today, the real news dropped, which I have here.
It was PAX East, I think, not GDC.
Oh, you're right.
It was PAX East.
Sorry, GDC was last week. PAX, yeah.
Yeah, GDC was 2 weeks ago
then
in
PAX
San Francisco.
Immediately after.
Yes. Yes, at PAX East, Borderlands 3 will be available on the Epic Store.
So this stuff got announced today. So this is breaking news.
Yes, they were going to announce this yesterday, but then realized, oh wait, that's going to be April Fool's. We don't want to confuse everyone.
You mean 2 days ago?
That's what I said on the Monday.
Okay. I'm confused. But yes.
Well, because you said yesterday, I said the day before.
Whatever.
Okay.
Today. This got announced today.
All right. So as of today, then.
Yes.
It will be exclusively through the Epic Store
On PC.
On PC.
Yes.
The PlayStation 4 and Xbox One later this year.
Yes.
Literally months from now.
September
13th. People were saying this is going to be an October release because it'd be exactly 10-year anniversary.
Wow, jeez, really?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
2009.
You're telling me
2009.
it's almost been 10 years since Borderlands?
2009.
Oh, God.
We're old.
You're not old.
It's 2009.
Time, man. All right. Anyway, so September 13th.
Yes, I assume we're going to be playing this with Shane and.
I mean, I'm going to be playing this. I usually solo Borderlands.
But Borderlands is a co-op game.
I like to solo Borderlands. I played the first.
You can solo. You can solo by yourself, which is how you're actually supposed to do it.
Yeah,
and then you can play with us online with the second character.
I might play with other people. We'll see.
Anyways, the game will feature 4 characters with unique abilities, as expected.
Yes.
And a season pass of 4 additional campaigns that they announced today.
Yes.
Yes, officially, like all this news came out today.
Yeah.
The game has players taking the fanatical Calypso twins in a fight to stop them from uniting the bandit clans and claiming the galaxy's ultimate power.
Ultimate power.
That's a press release, by the way.
Yeah. This is very clearly.
This is very clearly pressed. Players will also get a chance to discover new worlds beyond Pandora, something that was hinted at the end of Borderlands 2, and the brief mobile game Borderlands Worlds? Border Worlds? Was there supposed to be a mobile game?
There was no mobile game.
I feel like that was supposed to be something.
There was supposed to be. I don't think it ever happened.
Yeah.
Also, Tales from the Borderlands, the Telltale series.
Right,
Also.
but that's something different, though.
Yeah.
But there are characters from Tales of the Borderlands that will be in the game.
Yes.
Let's see here. The game features 4 new Vault Hunters, Mose, the Gunner, Amara, the Siren, FL4K as the Beastmaster, and Zane as the Operative. You can also buy the Ultimate Edition. Also, they announced last week that you can get the Handsome Jack Collection 4K for the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One.
Yes.
That is available now for that. But Borderlands 3 is available September the 13th, which is a Friday, by the way.
Yeah, that's
It's
exciting.
here. Borderlands is here.
Yeah, it's
We've
happening.
been wanting this thing for so long.
So-
It's actually here.
This all sounds good. This all sounds like a Borderlands game.
Where's the butt?
But the questions remain, and kind of like couple things I maybe brought up last week too, is, man, they better, for the love of God, have more character customization this time.
Yeah.
Because that drives me crazy in the Borderlands games that you could only change your colors. And 2, they did introduce, like, oh, there's different heads, like, with hairstyles, and there's different, like, slightly different outfits.
Mm-hmm.
But because they were so reliant on, like, no, this character is this character, they just did not have any fun with, like, actual customization. I really, really hope they turn around on that. I want to customize characters. Because it's just a game like that, like, I feel like Destiny and those games have ruined me for the game like that. It's like, I want to be able to, like, make my character my own character.
Yes, but you do realize that this is a set world. It's not like, here's a creative character.
Yeah.
They're set.
But I want that, though.
That's like, but I want to be
I
spoiled.
know. But they did say
That's true.
they did say that there will not be a Battle Royale mode, but they're welcoming back a bunch of guns. You can do cross-play
Yeah.
with your friends, with online. This sounds like fun. This sounds like Borderlands. I'm excited.
The other thing is I hope that there's, like, a hook into it that does more with the online connectivity, a la Destiny. I would love to go to, like, a hub world and see other players. I would love to, like, have, like, special events that were, like, that involved more people than just your squad. That'd be really cool to have.
I could see them doing this post, like, you have to beat the game before
Maybe
you do that.
stuff. Maybe.
Maybe.
Or, like, it's siphoned off like Destiny, where it's, like, its own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted them to at least play around with that stuff, because I feel like in order to put out a
Yeah,
game
but
like
then
this,
you have, like-
have to have hooks like that.
Yeah.
You can't put out a game that's set up like Borderlands 2 in 2019. I'm sorry, you cannot.
No.
It's just, it would be ridiculous. So no, like, I'm hoping there's stuff we don't know, stuff that is yet to be revealed, and I'm sure we'll see a lot more at E3.
Well, there's guns with legs. So
There are guns with legs. That is
the internet is
a
having
true thing.
fun with that.
Yeah.
So that if that does not blow your mind, guns with legs, or go back and play Borderlands 2, where there's a sword gun that exposes more swords
It's true.
and tiny swords. It's great. It's a
It all
gun sword. Sword gun.
But yeah, we'll be playing that for sure.
Oh, yes. That is a day one
Yes.
pre-order for us.
Yeah.
Live streaming when it gets
Yeah,
released
we'll
all weekend.
definitely be
Beat
playing
the living platinum out of it.
Yep. All right.
All right. That brings us to our second story. Wow, we have more to cover.
Yes.
Valve, speaking of the Epic Game Store, its competitor, or the thing it's wanting to take down, actually, Valve.
This is not about Steam. This is about Valve, the company, and what may actually be the next big step for them.
So, Valve has been teasing what appears to be a new virtual reality headset
Yes.
called the Valve Index, with an image and the note to, quote, upgrade your experience, May 2019.
That's a good voice.
It's my epic headset voice.
Got it.
Well,
Seems like that's a limited use voice.
it's why you've never heard it before.
That makes sense.
While there have been leaks about a Valve-designed VR headset, the page for the Valve Index only features an image of just those words of my epic voice. The headset appears to have forward-facing cameras, an underside button, and a slider that could be adjusted IDP, adjusting your depth perception.
Sorry?
The IDP, adjusting IDP.
Oh.
Individual depth perception.
All I heard was DP for a second. I was like, you're adjusting your what?
Your depth perception.
Depth perception.
Yes, the IDP.
Yeah. Okay. Move on.
It seems likely that the new headset would not require external trackers, as with the recently announced Oculus Rift S, which is its own headset altogether. Yeah. There's no extra peripheral needed for that. Although that's not entirely supported by the single image. It's also impossible to tell if this headset would require a PC or be a standalone device like the Oculus Quest.
So all this is to really say is that, one, Valve hasn't announced this yet, so we don't know whether it's real. And two, though, if it is real, we don't know like the specifics. We don't know if it's going to be something that will require a PC or not.
Right, but we do know that this is coming out this will be announced in May of 2019.
May of 2019.
Most likely the end of May, as that will be a month away. Oh, is it a month? Yeah. No, it's June.
That will be like a week ahead of E3.
Yeah, a week of E3.
So yeah, that would be a good time to get it out there ahead of time and then show games.
Right, here's this new device. And then Valve will partner with Xbox.
Yeah.
Well, Microsoft most likely. And here's all these games supported for the Xbox and this new Valve thing.
All right, here's the question.
Price point?
No.
Oh.
That's moot with VR. It's all too expensive. My question is, what are the odds that Valve is actually developing a game themselves for this headset? And is it Half-Life 3?
It is not Half-Life 3. But yes, they are developing a game for this themselves.
What do you think? What do you think it is? Do you think it's a shooter?
I could see them doing a Portal riff on this.
You think they would do?
I could see a Team Fortress riff on this.
There's a problem though with a Portal game in VR.
Yeah.
Is that you're gonna get so sick?
Oh yes, but it looks so cool.
It'll look great, but man, I can't imagine the people just vomiting profusely playing frickin' a Portal game in a VR headset. Disgusting.
Yeah, I could see this. I could see a Team Fortress, a shooter type thing.
Not a Team Fortress, not something multiplayer, but yeah, I could see maybe. But yeah, that's the thing is if you do a shooter, if Valve does a shooter, how is it not Half-Life? That's why I'm like, this is the most likely that we've been in years for this to actually maybe happen.
Yeah, for a Half-Life. A game set in the Half-Life universe. I could see them doing a game, call it Black Mesa Test Op.
Oh.
And it just be here's the Black Mesa testing facility. You need to test out this new product. This is basically our VR demo free for everyone. So that way they can see, hey, we're working with the VR headset stuff.
That maybe would be smart. But yeah, it'll be really interesting to see what they do to this with this thing to differentiate it from the rest of the headsets.
Yeah.
Remains to be seen. All right.
It's going to be like a full helmet.
Also, Index. I don't know how I feel about that name.
Index? Yeah.
Index. It's Valve, where it sounds like something like they are the only company who can name stuff like that. But yeah, sure.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Index is definitely a weird word. I mean, then again, Oculus Quest.
That makes more sense, though, because it's you're going on a quest.
Because Oculus
put this headset on. Index sounds like you're in the back of a book. No one wants to be in the back of the book.
It is the back of the book.
That's what it is.
That's what I'm saying. Is that doesn't sound
That's
like
the appendix.
I'm having fun playing VR games. It sounds like I'm doing hardcore research.
It's the index appendix.
Don't come in my dorm room.
Ew.
The door is shut for a reason.
Maybe that's who they're catering to.
Hardcore research. I said I was doing
hardcore research.
What's disgusting about that? I don't understand.
You can delve deep into anybody.
Where's the joke?
No, don't come in my dorm room.
I'm
doing research.
You guys don't know, man.
Yeah, either. All right.
The sock on the door.
Yeah, put a sock on it.
Dear.
Yes,
not that sock.
Not that sock.
Keep that sock away from me.
That's not the door sock.
Yeah, that's not the door sock.
There's a reason there's one sock on the door. The other one's busy.
Anyways.
Good lord.
We
have thoughts
Do we have thoughts on video games? Did you play a video game?
You played a video game.
I played a video game?
Did you play a video game?
I mean, yes, but you didn't know that.
Okay, well, what did you play?
I played a video game today, actually.
Alright.
I downloaded a Picross game on my phone.
Ah!
But wait.
It's a mobile game.
But wait, it's a good one.
As you tell me plenty of times, you don't talk about mobile games.
So you know how Konami doesn't make video games anymore?
Yes.
Well, guess what? They made a video game.
A mobile game?
Yeah, they made a mobile Picross game where you're making classic Konami characters.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. It's called Pixel... Wait, what is it called? God damn. Pixel Puzzle or something? Wait, hold on.
Pixel Perfect?
No, the Pixel Puzzle Collection, I think is what it's called.
Pixel Puzzle Collection.
Pixel Puzzle Collection.
By Konami.
Yeah, it's a Konami Picross game, but it's really good. It's got a lot of quality of life things that I like in a Picross game, where like auto completes rows when you finish them and stuff like that. It's good, and it's a lot. They have this mechanic that I've never seen in a Picross game where you can do a lot of 5 grids and 10 grids. There are 15s and 20s, but they are like on a timer.
Oh, okay.
They refer to them as boss battles, and it like you only can do one every like 2 hours and change.
Oh, okay.
It is not supported by microtransactions. You do not have to pay for it. It is free. It is ad support.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm liking it so far.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
You like Picross games.
I love Picross.
Well, I like hack and slash.
Okay.
I like beat 'em ups.
Yes. You played a big release.
Yes.
You played a console game.
I played a console game. This game technically came out 2-3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But I finally got my hands on it.
Yeah, we can talk about it.
Yeah. I played Devil May Cry V.
5.
5V.
There's a character named V in it.
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it's a spoiler because there's only like so many X amount of characters in that game.
It's not a spoiler.
Okay. Virgil.
Yeah.
Is in the game because, of course, he is tied forever with Dante and his inferno of a sword and armor.
Before we continue, have you played all the Devil May Cry games? Are you
No.
up on the lore?
No, I
Okay.
actually.
You said that with such confidence that I thought for a second, it's like, do you know
Do I know what I'm
Devil May
talking
Cry
about?
stuff? Like, I don't know Devil May Cry stuff. I played the first Devil May Cry, and that was it.
I didn't play the first Devil May Cry.
Ah, okay.
I played Devil May Cry 3, I think. It was either 3 or 4.
Sorry.
Maybe it was 2?
Audience, I maybe didn't realize that the audience may not know what Picross is.
Yeah.
Apparently it sounded like I was saying lacrosse.
No, it's Picross. Like Pokemon Picross. And Animal Picrossing.
Lacrosse. I'm not playing a lacrosse game. You would know if I was playing a lacrosse game. It would be way worse. Would not be as excited.
No.
Anyway, sorry, yes. Back to Devil May Cry.
Anyways,
So you did not play any of them.
I am not up on the lore of the series of Devil May Cry. I watched a video of what was going on. And I finally realized how lost people are when when they're trying to rank for like Kingdom Hearts and that lore. Yeah, this lore is just as like complicated and insane.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, there's a lot happening in the game, but they always kind of like seem to reset at the very end.
Always, yeah.
Because, you save the world or whatever. I think that's how they end. I never actually finished the one I played, so... This one, I'm actually, in one night, got 2/3 of the way through.
Cool.
I was playing on easy. That being it helps. And that being said, I really like playing on easy. It made me feel invincible. It made me feel like a demon hunter.
Hey,
hacking
Internet.
and slashing.
Hey, Internet this week? Hey, chill. Some people like easy mode.
Yeah.
All right? All right, continue.
Yes. You can have the hardcore mode for all you hardcore fans out there, but some of us actually like easy mode.
So does know what Picross is.
We'll double back to Picross. Yeah, I mean, I've been playing this thing on easy mode, and I enjoy it. It's got super over-the-top moves. It's got a very easy upgradable system, and it does one thing that I wished Kingdom Hearts 3 did, and that is have 3 separate character stories going on at the same time. That's one thing I wish they did. But here, they do it really well. There's a mystery revolving around each of the characters that you only get from playing each of the 3 parts. It reminds me of I keep referencing Kingdom Hearts because they're both super over the top hack and slashers and convoluted stories.
Right.
But Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep did this excellent, where you played as 3 separate characters and all the stories intertwined.
Right.
This one, Devil May Cry V5, however, it's 5. Okay. It gives you a story. You think it's going through one story, and then it branches off 20% of the way through, and then it branches off again 40% of the way through, and then they all converge. Converge here. Converge. About 2/3 of the way through, and then they kind of split off again. I don't like that it basically put you at the end boss battle, and then did the time travel thing of, the time travel story thing.
Yeah.
Of now we're going to tell you what happened a week ago. Now we're going to tell you what happened a month ago. Now we're going to jump forward a month. Now we're going to jump back, and it's confusing storytelling for the sake of being confusing. I don't like that.
Yeah.
It's just preserving a mystery which doesn't need to be preserved because it's all just going to come out anyways. I don't like that type of storytelling. It doesn't quite work here. That's one of the bad things I have to say about this game. Aside from if you're not familiar with any of these characters, you'll be super lost.
I don't think anybody is playing this game for the story, though. Let's be real.
I mean, Maybe
the characters, but not the story.
Oh, no, you're playing this game because you want over-the-top action, guns and blades and arms. I do like the character you start out with. He's got a replaceable arm, and it's super hilarious because you pick up random arms, and you're punching things, and they're doing different stuff, different abilities. It definitely adds a wide variety, but then you also switch it up, and you play as a different character, V, who controls spirit animals, and then eventually, you're going to get there eventually, because I'm playing this game man, it's cool playing these 2 games, but I wish I could play as Dante.
and then you get to
and then you finally get to play as Dante.
Yeah.
And that's the 3rd character that you unlock. It's oh, now this definitely feels like a Devil May Cry game.
Yeah.
But it slowly works you into it. It's very welcoming to new players. There's a lot of cutscenes, but you can also fast forward through them. Mm-hmm. They're not really, it's not really cutscenes, but they're interspersed scenes. You pick this thing up. It's an auto cutscene type thing.
Right.
But you can fast forward through the stuff. You see the room encloses, or the area encloses. So obviously I have to defeat all these enemies before I can move on. I just fast forward through those real quick. But I'm having a lot of fun with it. It's a huge Devil May Cry game. The lore isn't super over the top heavy to where I can come in and understand what's going on, what's happening, and kind of get the gist of everything without being completely lost. But you come to this game for its action, for its combat styles, for its over-the-topness, its unlockables, its raging through the demon world.
And there's an element of a high score chase too, because it's constantly rating you.
Oh, it's constantly rating
you. You get a letter grade on your combat.
Oh yeah, you get D's all the way up into A's.
Yeah, you do.
You get the D to the A's.
D's up in the A's. Yeah,
the D's to the A's, even the triple S's.
I gotcha.
Which is I think the name for the triple S is super sexy
special
or something, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, triple S's. It's great. I got a couple of those.
Nice.
It is really nice. It makes me... I kind of like that because it makes me feel I'm actually playing this game on an advanced level.
Yeah. Except you're playing
I'm playing on easy.
But
it makes me feel like I'm playing on an advanced level because
you're having a fun time.
Hey, I'm having a good time with it. Like I said, I don't like that it's basically the story I've been going through has been circling around the same thing.
Yeah.
But
it almost sounds like a fighting game story.
A little bit.
Where it's just here's what this character was doing over here, while this character was doing this.
Well, it kind of is. Ty watched me play those wait, is this Street Fighter? They look like Street Fighter characters. Well, it's Capcom.
So close.
So close. I mean, it's the same engine, the same people. It's Capcom.
I think, Dante was probably in at least one Marvel vs. Capcom.
Probably.
You could probably fight Ryu.
I'll make that, yeah.
Dante probably fought Ryu at one point. That probably happened.
Well, Dante was in the PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. which is not a Battle Royale game, by the way.
Yeah, not that Battle Royale. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. You're right. Jeez. Anyways,
it's a fun game. It's definitely a mindless game. I wouldn't necessarily pay $60 for it unless you're into the series. But if it ever goes on like the PlayStation Plus store or goes on sale,
yeah,
it's definitely worth picking up for a good weekend.
Great, yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, but I'm having fun with it. I'm going to return it tomorrow, but it's fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
I am not playing any games, so besides the one I said. So, yeah.
Yeah, so you're trying to explain what lacrosse is?
Lacrosse.
Heracross.
It's my favorite Pokemon. No, it's not my favorite.
Okay.
But I like here. All right. Well, you know what that means. We've reached the end of the video game segment, which means we have reached the end of the Media Boat Podcast.
And quick note on video games. If you'd like to hear us talking about video games.
We already plugged this at the top of the show, but let's plug it again.
Might as well plug it again. We are doing a bracket for video games. Finger guns. About video game franchises. And if you want to listen to the finale of that.
Yes.
It will be up this Sunday.
Yes.
Followed by a secret bonus episode the following Sunday. Shh.
Or
maybe this Sunday.
It's a secret.
Shh. Yes. We will be throwing that up as well at some point. But we will be crowning a definitive Madness of Video Game March bracket.
A best video game franchise will be awarded.
That thing.
By our appreciation, I guess. That's what.
By one of us giving in to the other one.
Probably. But yes.
Submit.
So have fun with that this weekend. But until then, though, this has been the Media Boat Podcast. We are live. Our regular show is live on Wednesday nights between 6 and 7 p.m. Pacific. Tune in live on YouTube if you want to watch us live. Just search Media Boat Podcast. You'll find us. Like and subscribe. If you want to hear just the audio version of our podcast, that is on Apple Podcasts as well as any Apple Podcast-driven, RSS feed-driven podcast device of your choosing. Find us by searching Media Boat Podcast. If you want to follow us on social media, we're there as well. Twitter, we're at Media Boat Cast. Facebook, we have a page. Just search Media Boat Podcast. You'll find it. Comment, like, whatever else you do on Facebook these days. I don't know. Give us a smiley face. A
crying emoji if you wish.
Emoji if you want. I don't know what people do on Facebook.
Like you're sad that's the only episode you're listening to. But it's not, because we have literally hundreds of episodes.
Hundreds of episodes.
Well, I guess
100 and change.
100 and change of episodes?
But yeah, you can also find us on Twitch.tv where we play video games. You were playing some Devil May Cry 5 on there. Twitch.tv/MediaBoat. You can also find us on Patreon if you want to help us out with money. That'd be greatly appreciated. As little as $1 a month can go a long way. So please go to patreon.com/MediaBoat to find us there and support. That is it then.
That is it.
We'll be back next week for another episode of the Media Boat Podcast. For now, have a good week.
Thank you all for tuning in. We'll be back next week, or you can listen to our Sunday special podcast when that goes up. Thank you all for tuning in. Bye.
Bye.
YouTube after show. People were talking to us.
We're good.
Well, we're good. We're good. Thank you all for listening. We'll be back next week.
Bye.
This time next week. Bye-bye.
Mwah.